Well, hello friends, it's Timbot, your guy at TTL Makerspace, and I'm answering your questions that you've sent in to support@torontotoollibrary.com. So I got a question here from Mina, and Mina asks, for the monthly membership, now she's talking about the Makerspace, how large is the storage space? So I can show you what Mina is talking about. If we head on over to the website, ttlmakerspace.com, in here, you can find, well, first off, on the homepage, you can find a bunch of cool projects that have been built in the space. And if we just head over to the membership page, we can see right here that there's all the information about membership, including a link to the members portal. And if we click on the members portal, it's going to take us to the sign up area. So if we were to click on the monthly maker subscription right here, you can see that you have three options for a small locker, a medium locker, or a large locker that you can add on as extras. Now you don't have to do that, but it can be pretty useful. So how big, getting back to the question, is a small, medium, or a large locker? So to answer your question, we're going to head on back into the Makerspace, which means that it's time to put masks on. And let's do it, shall we? Let's head on back. And we got a couple of members in the space tonight. We might even get a chance to show you some of the arrangements that we use for larger projects. All right, so first off, I want to show you this bank of storage lockers right here. Each of these would be considered one of the small lockers, right? And if we take a quick look inside, you can sort of get an idea of how large they are. Like, you know, here are some pretty decent sized cutting boards. And there's got to be like a dozen cutting boards in the locker there. In this one, you can see, well, like there's a full-size can of paint in there, you know? So like the small locker is not that small. Now, this is the taller small locker. The other thing that I want to point out about these guys that's kind of cool is that these are not just standard lockers. These are lockers that we have designed and built right here in the Makerspace using the CNC router, and that's pretty cool. We can plug in custom dimensions and make lockers of any size, and we found that this is a pretty good size for a lot of members. Now, right over here, you'll see a similar type of locker, but it's basically double the height of the locker that we see over there. So this is very good for, this would be considered like a medium or a large locker. And this is very good for like taller materials. Now, these are not the only ones we have. If we head on back here, I can show you a couple more examples. So here's another small locker. Now you can see that this one is like, it's shorter, but it's wider. So you get about the same volume, but it might work better for the kind of things you're trying to store. Like you can see in here, you know, a bunch of rolls of tape. We've got like some smaller varnish and that kind of thing. You know, so this can be very, very useful for you. Now right below, again, we have other units that are basically double the height of that one. You can see right here where somebody's actually been able to store a pretty nice piece of hardwood inside of there. Now, if you need a large locker, right over here, you can see these units that basically extend all the way through the large assembly workbench here, right? And if we take a quick look inside, you can see like, you can actually store quite a bit of material in there. Might be a little bit hard to see, but you can sort of picture, you know, if we look above, well, a good-sized pipe clamp doesn't fit all the way across there, right? And then the last thing I'll mention is that if you're bringing in stock, like let's say you need to store a few sheets for a project that you're working on, we do have the storage rack that we can make use of here. But if you need that, then we ask you to talk with us and we can work out an arrangement. We'll need to know basically how long you need to store that for. And then the last thing I'll mention is that if you are just doing like an overnight glue up and you need space for that, that's not something we would charge you for. Hey guys, so here's a good example. So Allison is working on a glue up right here using the pipe clamps. And so basically this is not something that can easily fit into a storage locker. So what we're going to do is basically get it all in place. We're going to label it with that green tape that I was talking about. We'll put Allison's name on it. And we'll basically just leave it here. Now by morning, this is probably going to be pretty dry. And if need be, we'll move it into a place where, you know, it won't be in the way. But if you want to do something like that, that's totally fine. We totally understand it. You don't need an extra storage option for that. The storage is more for if you want to, you know, store some materials. You want to store things for a while, or maybe you've got like a special tool that you need for your project and you want to stash it away somewhere. You don't want to have to carry it all with you, you know, on the subway or the bus or on your bike or however you're getting here. Thank you very much, Allison. Appreciate it. All righty. Well, I hope that answers your question, Mina. I think it's a very good question. We get that one a lot. Obviously, we don't have, you know, we've got a decent amount of storage space here. It's not infinite, but we are generally able to accommodate the needs of all of the members in this space. All right, let's head on back into the questions and take a look at our next question.